Rendezvous. Welcome to this PR Rendezvous 107. Have you ever heard this sentence? We've sent press release and nobody got back to us. It didn't give us anything. So we've sent press releases out. We never got any response. So this is something we hear very often at the agency, coming from new clients, coming from clients that have very little marketing, very little knowledge of PR. And why do they come to us all of a sudden? They come to us because they're losing market shares. There's this new company, young, that's been, very famous online, started online. As you know, this is the advantage of internet. It really democratized so many things. It's much easier now to launch something and test it online and try to see if there are some clients and customer interesting by a product. It's not as expensive as it used to be, of course. So many young companies start online, and they all of a sudden appear on on the shelves of supermarkets and pharmacies and in some other stores. This is when those who have been there forever, so those companies, they are the one who says, well, we sent a press release and never gave us anything. So now there's an emergency even. So they feel like there's a threat and they have to invest. They have to do something. So they sometimes, they don't really have a marketing department, even to this day, even if they have been around for sometimes more than 25 years, 30 years before, the advent of the web, the advent of internet. And they've been very successful because maybe in those days, they didn't have that many competitors in their field. So it was kind of easier in a way to be profitable, sell products. And they were, if you're not competing against 20 people and it's just 5, that's a huge difference. And it's happening a lot to some clients that come to us. And this is I have a few cases in mind, not just only one, and this is most cases, this is a good case study, actually. This is what happens. So they decide to hire a very talented marketing expert. So they create a department. So they have 1 or 2 people in the marketing department. And of course, what these marketing people do is they hire agencies to work with them. It's going to be a ad agency, a PR agency, because it's a small department and they need to go fast. So this is what they do. They hire agencies. And so the clients is thinking, oh, now we have all the same tools. And so we have our marketing department, we have our agencies, we are now on social media. So they think that in a few months, what do I say, in a few weeks, they will have this crazy exposure. Well, it can happen if you have like an incredible budget, but I haven't seen that very often. So of course, they're not very tolerant because for them, they consider marketing and PR and any other ads, even social media, as an expense. All of these are expenses to them. It's not an investment. And they forget that maybe they're the young competitors that are, eating market shares and are now on the same shelves in the supermarket where they are. They've invested in online for 5, sometimes 10 years. They've done, advertising, online advertising. They've done, of course, PR. Yes, my friends, they are very, very smart, these young guys, young women too. So they understand what they need. And they've done it for a few years. So it's not you in 2-3 weeks that you will get the visibility that they have. So what happens if you've never not used to invest, or if you see it just as an expense? Of course, they fire their marketing director or vice president marketing because they find this is wrong. We're not doing the right thing. This can't be it. Well. I hope you're not a young marketing director working with such a company. But if you do, hang on there and have this plan. Start slow. You have to be, if you go too fast, even if your client says that this is what they want and they agree with your plan, and if it involves large budgets, be aware, be careful, because you're the president or the board or even your superior might not have this tolerance to those expenses, because the results, the exposure, you might have some, and they think that, because now they're visible, they weren't before, so they will increase their sales very quickly. And this is not the case always. It takes time. Of course, this is the recipe. Know that this is the right recipe. Having marketing people, good marketing people working for you. You need a marketing strategy. Then you need, in your promotion, in your marketing plan, the promotion part. What are you going to do? Online, social media, PR. This is why sometimes I resist, and I have meeting with companies like that, and I tell them, well, why don't you start with your marketing, and go ahead, see how it goes, and come back to us in a few months, because I know it's for them. They don't understand. They don't understand what we're doing. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little PR break. I'm Nata from NATA PR. I'm going to put the link because I'm doing a podcast, the NATA PR School podcast. And if you want to know more, as you can see, I love talking about PR. This is PR Rendezvous 107. And so every week I'm there, I'm sharing information. Get on our list too. I'm going to put the link for you guys to get on our list. I send a newsletter. You can always unsubscribe if you're not interested. But if you're curious about what PR can do for you, please subscribe to our list. And hopefully I'm going to see you next week. À la semaine prochaine.